Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Unfiltered WJPE, episode number 3. I'm your host, Joe.
I'm not Patrick.
I'm your host, Patrick.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
So it's Saturday night again.
Episode number 3.
It's episode number 4, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday.
How was your week, buddy?
Week wasn't too bad. Watched a good movie. Ready Player One.
It was good. I didn't watch it.
Oh, well, did you at least see a trailer?
I saw the trailer.
Nice.
I was told to watch it, but I've been busy.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I ended up buying it, actually. I liked it. The virtual reality game movie, like, kind of portrays the future in a certain aspect of, I think it showed Ohio, if I'm not mistaken, in 2045. It was becoming overpopulated and stuff like that.
Was that Ohio? Because I just recently went to Ohio.
Yeah, I said Ohio. So they're all like, got no place to live because
I didn't like Ohio when I went.
So overpopulated that they started building like I-beam skyscraper mobile home double wides.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer.
But
it's possible. Isn't that what they do in China? Except they're like little cardboard huts on top of cardboard huts.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'd like to see someday, maybe. I don't know if I'd ever go to China nowadays.
Well, have you ever seen a movie about China or like it has Chinese stuff in it?
Lots of movies have Chinese stuff. About Hollywood.
Okay, they got a little, I don't know, I'm not going to say it's cardboard, but I mean, it's like cardboard.
They all
like,
got some cardboard. Everybody
like,
uses
like
cardboard nowadays.
A house of cards just on top of. Or was that the movie that had, what's that fucking country in there?
There's only a certain amount of them. Which one are you talking about? So anyways, the Ready Player
One movie.
I don't know what you're talking about. So the Ready Player One movie, so it like portrays the future of like 2045 being like overpopulated and we've got no place to go. Like anywhere we go, it's pretty much gonna be the same shit that you left.
What year?
2045 is what it portrayed in the movie, kind of deal.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Like
but anyways, so to escape the reality of how horrible the world was becoming.
Brazil was the other country I was thinking about. Sorry.
For what?
The fucking shit stacked on top of shit, living on top of shit.
Yeah. It's that one city that's just on the bottom of the hill of that big Jesus statue.
Brazil.
They had it in the scene from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Through them all in the fucking Hummer.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
So, pretty much the movie was about them creating that virtual reality video game. And it's a virtual reality, like pretty much almost to where we're at right now on virtual reality technology for the headsets kind of deal. Then they had the futuristic version where they had the suits where they could control the person in the virtual world more accurately, I guess.
I think that's what they're pushing for. It's disgusting. I don't want to live my life like that.
I could see society being consumed by something like that, but
I think society is already consumed by something like that with these kids and their cell phones, adults on their cell phones, millennial on their cell phones, just walking around like, I'm a zombie.
Yeah, well, see, I like video games, so that's like a futuristic version of what video games
Oh, I've grown up on video games, but it's not my life.
It's true. But make money off of
And
it nowadays.
And if that movie is the way you say it is, and then what's shown on the preview, that's their only escape, that's fucking horrible.
They were also making money in the world. Like once they get the suit and everything, you control them. My favorite part about, the technology advance aspect of it, the Omnitrack treadmill that they were standing on to control the movements inside the virtual reality world. They just got this figured out in real life kind of deal. They just made one, and it's crazy. It's like you could literally chain yourself with like a workout waistband, like one of those leather ones. Have yourself chained to 4 different points of whatever room you're in, and then you can literally run any direction on the plane surface on this thing, and it picks up the sensors, put it in the virtual reality world. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, it's cool as shit as a video game. but not from what it says. That's your only or one of your only like ways to escape the shit
It's just
in
a
the world.
movie. Like, the propaganda nonsense, whatever. Like how people are consumed, but
correct. But let me ask you this:
it was a cool game though. I'd definitely play it.
because I know you're a hunter and you like guns. Well, we all like guns, but wouldn't you rather be out playing in this?
Me, yes, but
Okay.
don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind having one of those virtual reality simulators in my basement. That'd be cool as shit. You didn't see like the things like they had different like it looked like in a Rubik's cube. Like once he got in, he could swipe his arm, and the Rubik's cube style geometry figure would pop up, and however many cubes are in the Rubik's cube, that's how many worlds there were, and he could like choose one. It was like you go right to Racing World, and it's nothing but a world of different race tracks, and then anything you could imagine and build kind of deal, crazy stuff. And then Planet Doom was all first person shooting, and it was cool the setup they did. It was like you only get one life, so when you die, you go back to square one. No gear, no nothing. All your coin, everything was just erased, kind of deal. So it was like it was a really cool setup. I kind of liked it. They allowed you to build alliances and stuff, and there was people running around as Batman. One guy was the Iron Giant from the movie The Iron Giant.
Never watched it, but I did see the preview.
Yeah, that huge thing was just running around. There was King Kong in it, and it was nonsense.
Watched a bunch of King Kongs.
Yep.
Was somebody Godzilla?
I didn't see a Godzilla. I saw the Halo Squad, and that's kind of where I would be. Like me and a squad of my buddies.
Did they have some of those big ass machine robots from Pacific Rim?
I was thinking more like the first Aliens movie, like that yellow forklift looking thing.
From the first Aliens movie? That's not the first Aliens movie.
Wasn't that the second one?
I don't know. I just watched the first one the other day. Fucking loved it. I was like, I ain't seen this since I was a kid.
I bought the whole, what is that booklet? The anthology? It's got all of them except for the newer ones, the Prometheus, but I have those too because I love that series. It's good. That and Predators, I mean, I don't know. It's just the generation I grew up in, I guess.
Yeah, I watched the first Predator the other day. I was like, yeah, I was sitting down in a little fucking kid's gaming chair over there. Just sat there like a little retard and watched it. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know about living in a gaming world. I mean, yeah, as a pastime.
Just like.
But they were living in it.
It's like every now and then when I get bored and it's raining outside or something, I'll fucking sit down, turn on my PlayStation and play some Grand Theft Auto or something like that. Same thing.
Oh, I played some Grand Theft Auto today.
Yep.
Nobody likes me on there.
Yeah, I hadn't played in a while, so like I just logged on and people were like, like unfriended me because I hadn't played in so long and stuff like that, and I had to leave the crew because the crew I was in was just complete. Nobody.
I just go on there and kill people.
It is what it is. It's a fun game. It's probably one of the best games I've ever seen come out where they continue to add content on a regular basis. They kept that game alive since the day one of PlayStation 4.
Oh, they're going to keep it going for a long time.
I love it. I mean, it's still fun to hop in there and play it. Like,
I can't wait till...
consumed by hours just grinding, getting money and stuff, but...
I have plenty of money.
Unless...
Yeah.
unless you know some people in there that don't abide by the rules.
I want them to open up like a new world. Like a whole second world and worlds afterwards to whatever.
I heard they're making a new one.
What do you mean by
I
new
heard
one?
rumors of Grand Theft Auto 6 coming soon.
Grand Theft Auto 6 has been rumored for
it's true.
like 2 years now.
See, when they just released a new update.
And this is my thing. Why would you make an additional one when you're just to keep expanding the existing one that's perfect? I mean, just open up new worlds. Open up new spaces. That's it.
Yeah, they all they need to do is expand the map. I mean...
I'd like to fly my Deluxo to another place and, explore.
Yep.
Because my Deluxo is my favorite.
What's a Deluxo? Some people...
Really?
It's a flying DeLorean.
It's a wannabe DeLorean, but it flies, yeah. One of my favorite vehicles.
So, what you been up to this week?
Working.
Working.
It's the same shit every week.
See any crazy shit? I think I saw a couple of texting accidents on the highway again.
I didn't see shit.
It's becoming a regular thing, though.
But I did spend, couple days doing local work. We won't talk about that. Ugh.
It happens.
Well, our very special friend.
So,
yeah. But, I mean, I watched the movie. It looked good.
It was a good movie. I thought they did Ready Player One very well.
But I would actually like to be out here, like, using guns and hunting for my food, or maybe some bow and arrows or a compound bow, and spending my time out in this right here.
Enjoy the technology while it's available. Once it all.
Yeah, but what if the technology takes over?
Then you resort to this,
Which is what they're pushing for. Because
like you and me, we have survival skills, and we can survive in this. The people that are consumed by their daily activities. And
I personally watched a horrible movie myself.
A horrible movie.
It was on Netflix.
Was it a horrible movie, or was like?
Oh yeah, in my opinion, this kind of shit's horrible. It was called Extinction. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. It has. Actually, I will tell you what it's about in a way, but I won't tell you about the movie.
I'll still watch it.
It's got the whole aspect of it is artificial intelligence.
AI. They make a lot of movies about that shit.
No shit. Which means what? What does that mean?
And have you noticed how they kind of quit talking about the advancements in the last couple months?
When they're putting
like they were giving out like weekly updates for a while, all the way until they got to where they could download your consciousness to a computer, and then they just kind of off the radar.
And that's where they get the pushback and the static and the people coming up and saying shit and pushing against it. But then if you put a movie out about it, which is still propaganda and mind control,
you get the money from those people complaining, and then they go.
No one's going to say shit.
Yep.
Well, I mean, watch the movie Extinction. Yes, it's about artificial intelligence, but the way they did it is like, whoa, that's so fucking wrong. It's so wrong. You have to watch it. I'm not going to tell you. I was pissed off when I watched it.
Would you watch it on Netflix?
Netflix. They just put it on like yesterday, I think.
Give it a try.
Yeah, I was bored last night, and I sat down, was sober. Ugh. Watched it. Got me thinking. About 3/4 of the way through, then figured out what it was actually talking about, and I got pissed.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched it till the end, and I'm like, yeah, it's disgusting.
So you didn't like the movie?
I liked the movie, but I don't like the message, the propaganda, and what they're pushing on you.
Gotcha.
Trying to get you ready for it. I told you to fucking watch it.
Oh, I'm going to watch it.
Go home tonight and watch it.
I will. I'll watch it tonight.
You have to, because it's going to be a talking point of next week. You're going to be like, yo, that's so fucked up. It is.
Yeah. I guess we can review that one. We'll swap. You watch Ready Player One, and I'll watch.
I'm gonna watch Ready Player One, but it won't be tomorrow because I'm not drinking and driving down to the damn Red Box.
Well, it's probably. I don't think it's in the Red Box. It might be out there Tuesday.
It's on the Red Box. I saw it.
Maybe. Not sure.
Plus, my sister told me to watch the other day. She watched it out of Red Box.
Bird up.
Word up. So that movie you were just telling me about with the flying DeLorean?
It had a DeLorean in it.
I know, I saw that part. I'm like, yeah, great, I want to watch that movie.
Yeah, that race scene in Ready Player One, it was on point.
I hope it's a good movie.
Like, I was like cheering for the guy during it. I was like, yeah, he's gonna fucking do it.
Okay, don't tell me what happened.
I'm not even gonna say nothing because you're gonna enjoy that race scene. But
I hope so. Did you catch that shit about California and the open carry? Did you watch anything about that? Yeah. I saw a little something on it, but I really didn't look into it to find out what the hell's going on.
I kind of got a gist of it. I mean, once you told me about it, I kind of did a little bit of digging on it. Just a little bit. Watched a couple of videos and whatnot. But it seems like the liberal state of California...
It's surprising.
It was just surprising.
I really want to...
Something's going on over there.
I'm going to have to delve into it because I don't know shit, really. I just know open carry California is all I fucking heard.
So, pretty much, they have legalized it. I heard rumors about something about some Hawaiian guy that got it passed or something like that. But
how the fuck does a Hawaiian guy?
I don't know, but that's what I was heard. Don't hold me to it.
Does he live in Hawaii, or is he just a Hawaiian dude in
can't tell you that
California?
Much. Can't tell you that much. But what I did hear about the law, it is legalized, but it's not like a regular open carry law where you would have be able to just buy a gun as a civilian, no concealed weapons permit, carry it openly in that area kind of deal. It's not like that. They want you to go and jump through some hoops first. They want you to go get your concealed weapons license before you can open carry, which is contradicting in the wording because concealed weapons license is to be concealed so that nobody knows you have it. Now they want you to get your concealed weapons license.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Now, right off the bat, to get your concealed weapons license in California, they've changed the laws on that, from my understanding, to where it's not like, here in Florida where we go to a gun show or go to a actual gun shop and sign up for a concealed weapons class and, whenever the date comes up, you come in, sit down for about an hour briefing and 4 hours of schooling on 4 hours of curriculum on concealed weapons questions and stuff like that.
Gun safety, Patrick?
I'm not going to give away all the questions because,
Gun safety?
Gun safety. They do teach some gun safety. I don't think they elaborate enough.
State law?
They teach you state law. And
they dabble in a little bit of everything, right?
They dip your toes in almost every topic kind of deal during it. I mean, I would always suggest that somebody that gets their concealed weapons license goes out and takes some actual shooting courses, some tactical training courses, learn how to control you and your pistol and whatever firearm you're using properly. Because, training is key. You can't do nothing without practice. Practice makes perfect. That's how it works. But anyways,
let me interrupt you for 1 second. Join the NRA, support the NRA, because they're fighting for your gun rights. Sorry, bud. Go ahead.
It's all good. So, anyways, that's how it would go to get a normal concealed weapons permit in majority of the states of the United States. You go to a gun shop, gun show, take that course. They give you a certificate. They fingerprint you. Go ahead and take your government photo ID.
Oh, your mug?
Your mug shot, pretty much. It looked like a mug shot for me, at least.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. It did. It looked horrible, bud.
Yeah, they don't allow hats, by the way. Just going to throw that out there for you guys.
Why? What you got going on underneath your hat, Patrick?
It was something wild back then. A little wild now. But anyways, besides the point. Yeah, so unlike the rest of the United States, like getting your concealed weapons license in, let's say, Florida.
We live in Florida.
Oh, man, we live in Florida.
We live in Central Florida.
Going to a gun shop or a gun show, taking the course, passing the course, learning the curriculum and understanding the curriculum and passing the tests that they give you and whatnot, hoo-ha. You get your government ID, they fingerprint you, and they give you a packet with your certification and all that whatnot. And then you're supposed to send that packet off to, where was it,
I don't know. We went and took the course. We never sent away for it, though.
Florida Department of Agriculture. You send the packet off there with a check for however much they tell you or nonsense. Yeah, or nowadays, you can just go up to your local tax collector office, schedule an appointment, and get your license within a week or print it out that day.
Patrick and I took our...
So anyways...
Come on, man!
No. So anyways...
It was a great story.
In California, what they're having you do to get your concealed weapons license in order to be able to open carry, not only do you have to go through that process, but before you're able to, you have to sign up for your concealed weapons permit, turn in all applications, and then it seems to me that they're trying to make it to where you're having to jump through the loopholes, not loopholes, you're having to go through their system protocols.
Jump through hoops?
Pretty much jumping through hoops, yes. They're steps for getting your Class 3 weapons license, where you're having to go up to your local county sheriff, and you have to be able to either prove you have military or police background, or, what did they say, probable cause to be able to carry the firearm.
Or fear for your life.
Before you can even take the course.
Mm.
And there's one girl, like you and me, just watched the video. She took she went up to her sheriff 3 times after applying, and he shut her down every single time. She has to deal with stalker boyfriends and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong.
But they just recently changed the law, correct? In the last week or two?
Correct. I believe to where it's almost like you're applying for a Class 3 weapons license.
Okay, well then
to get one concealed weapons
how did
license.
she do that 2 or 3 times in a week or two? We're going to have to look into this shit.
You're going to have to look into it. Hey, correct.
Because, California, bunch of fucktards, liberal-ass pieces of shit.
These are the same guys that were calling...
But they're going to have open carry, and if you have to jump through open hoops, oh my gosh, shit ton of hoops for open carry, I'm not going to lie, I might jump through a shitload of hoops to open carry. I might.
But I don't understand.
Shouldn't have to.
This is the big thing that I'm not understanding. It's kind of hypocritical, too.
It's my constitutional right to carry that weapon.
They call it open carry is legal. If it's legal, then why do you have to do anything? If you're already a gun owner, why can't you just carry it openly?
You shouldn't have to.
Exactly. But they're making you get your concealed
and our constitutional right is to carry that weapon without any of this bullshit.
I think all 50 states should be open carry. If you are able to own a firearm, you should be able to open carry in the United States.
That's what our Constitution...
Oh, fuck gun control. I like this t-shirt. I just got it.
You just got it?
Just got it.
I'm glad I bought it for you.
Nah, you didn't buy it. Crazy.
Oh yeah, I bought you that NRA hat you won't wear.
This hat's fitted. It's custom. Not another one like it on the planet.
No.
This shit's gonna be worth money someday. You watch.
If that hat's worth money one day, then
man.
Wow.
Oh man, we should.
It would be glorious.
It would be glorious
for you.
We're gonna get a glass case. Put this hat in a glass case right here behind us.
You're gonna need a glass case to keep the smell in.
Doesn't stink. I wash it on the regular.
I don't think you do.
Let's not talk about my hat on the show, please.
Didn't you have a fan come up and say something to you about your hat this week?
I had a fan recognize me because of the hat.
Only because of the hat.
That's kind of a bad thing to say there, guy.
And the beard and the shitty attitude first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I was kind of groggy. He said something to me, and I was just like, I thought he was talking to himself or somebody else. I was just like, I just continued on my way, just grabbed my stuff, started walking towards the register in the gas station, and then he got me again when I stopped to get a drink for the day. I was filling up my cup, and he's like, "Hey man, good show last week." And I was just like, "Oh man, whew. Thanks."
I made your day. Because I got a phone call like 5 minutes later, so good job, bro.
Yep, you were the first fan to spot us out in public. Appreciate it, by the way.
Thanks, man. Hope you're doing good in the family. Love you.
So anyways, I find it kind of funny, majority of the news outlets coming out of California and stuff, they were portraying, this gun right here on my shirt. I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't, I know guns. This is an AR pistol, not an AR-15.
Oh, yeah?
But it does have an AR-15 platform in this section of it. Okay, they were portraying AR-15s altogether as assault rifles. I know you saw that.
That's all they do.
Okay, now this is the huge problem I have with that, and you people need to understand this. Assault rifles, for you people that want to ban AR-15s and all this other shit.
Oh, what he means to say is you sheeple need to start fucking understanding some shit.
Do your research before you open your mouths, pretty much, and it's major news networks and stuff like that doing it too. If you guys want to ban the guns, you do your research. They're already fucking banned. For you and me to go get a Class 3 weapon, that is what an AR-15. When you say assault rifle, that is a Class 3 weapon. That is a fully automatic machine gun under definition in the Constitution itself. Okay, that shit's been in there a long fucking time.
I don't want to do the work to get a Class 3 license.
What they were trying to portray is to take away an AR-15, calling it an assault rifle. This is a gun, let's say I own one, okay? I own a semi-automatic AR-15.
Yeah, but have you seen the other list that they are of weapons, guns,
but
they are trying
the main one. This is the main one.
To consider an assault weapon?
They call this one the scary one, right?
They have the list that they're literally any weapon could be filed as an assault weapon, which is total dog shit.
None of which are pistols, which are actually the most homicidal used gun in the United States of America. I've never seen one ban list that you guys have created out of your asses that said a pistol on it. Except for that Deerfield, Ohio, they did have they had a semi-automatic pistol on there, with a certain magazine size was the restriction.
They write them, and don't call me on
stupid.
what they are because I don't know what the fuck they are. I just know all the shit that I've watched and seen. They write these fucking ban lists up to include certain weapons, classifications of weapons, options of weapons, to where almost any fucking gun you buy is included in these lists.
No. They're very specific when they go for it.
Oh yes, they are very specific.
And
they are very specific to that degree where almost any weapon could fit into that list if they wanted to.
You got to understand. They're using this gun, the AR-15, as the model for all that. Correct, right?
They're not using the model.
This is the one they're using to scare people.
They're using it as a scapegoat. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
This gun right here, I own this gun. It is not scary. It is not evil. It does not hop out of my gun safe at night and go out and shoot people. It is not an evil gun. Now, when they say you throw a suppressor on it and stuff like that, it makes it more tactical. People need to understand, suppressors in general, let's say about around 160 to 180 decibels out of it. They use suppressors to make guns sound more scary on the news and stuff like that. You can understand, when I throw you throw the fanciest suppressor on this planet on my AR-15, I promise you're still going to be pulling over 100 decibels of noise. Unless you drop down to a caliber of a 22, which has never been on a ban list.
I got a problem.
That is almost a silent shooter. Okay, so my gun shoots at around 180 or 160 to about 180 decibels is the loudness of how much my bullet exits the barrel of my gun. That's the noise that is created. That's the measurement of noise. So if I were to put a suppressor on that, it would only decrease it maybe 10% at the most. It's not making your gun silent. It's not super silent. It's not scary at that point. And it's definitely not considered an assault weapon at that point either. Because like, as a law-abiding citizen, I can go to a gun shop, I can pay my tax stamp, and I can get a suppressor for my AR-15 if I wanted to. I have no need for one. That's why I don't own one. But suppressors, the media wants to portray them, especially in movies and stuff, to be like a way a gun looks when it's super scary and it's designed for killing people and things like. There's plenty of hunting applications for suppressors. I mean, like the AR-15 in general, they say that there's no purpose besides killing people with an AR-15. That's not true. Like, have you ever been hog hunting with a 30-round magazine and an AR-15? You have the greatest time of your life out in the field. I mean, some states it's not legal to hunt with a 30-round magazine. You have to swap to 10 or 5 rounds, depending on public property, private property laws, and stuff like that. But I just hate how the media portrays AR-15s to be a super dangerous gun. And I mean, you know me, every time we go out shooting, I am portrayed nothing but safety the entire time. I like literally will sit you down with an unarmed gun, show you how every function of that gun before you have a loaded firearm in your hands.
Correct, and almost all responsible gun owners will do the same thing.
Exactly.
And do the same thing.
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've noticed, people not exerting as much safety at gun ranges and stuff like that. People getting careless nowadays. You don't practice gun safety for the other people's benefits, really. It's for yourself. It's your safety. Your gun, your responsibility. Well, that is why you practice
I would think
safety.
you practice safety for everyone's safety.
For everyone. But the main thing is you're responsible for everything that gun does.
That's absolutely correct.
And that's how you have to think about it. Every bullet that exits that barrel has your name fucking written on it. Nobody else's, yours. No matter whose hand you put it in, or if somebody steals it and you don't report it, it's you. Kind of deal.
Well, that's just a dumb motherfucker who don't report their gun being stolen.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people out there. I mean, they'll be sitting there and
knock on the door.
Oh, I'm arresting you for a homicide. And you're like, what are you talking about? Oh, that gun was stolen a couple years ago. There's plenty of people out there been arrested like that.
There's plenty of stupid fucking people out there in the world. They're the ones that are trying to fucking ban the guns.
I completely disagree with banning guns. I mean, I'm the opposite. I say at a certain age that everybody in the United States should be given a gun. You should be taught responsibility in school gun safety in
They
school.
used to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I used to be able to go to the school and talk to my principal about
They
shooting
used to
ducks
have
and shit with my 12 gauge on the weekends.
gun safety in school. Don't ask me what year. I can't even say like the 70s or 60s or 50s. But in one of those fucking eras, kids used to bring their own rifles to school, gun, whatever the fucking they had, and they would do the gun safety and shit in the schools. Look it up. I don't have all the answers. I just know they fucking did it. And now everything's changed. And what's the reason it's all changing? What's the reason it's changing, Patrick?
I would believe it's globalist manipulation on
what's
society.
The number one enemy? What's the number one enemy?
The globalists.
And mainstream
People
media.
that want the one world
mainstream
society.
media and your fucking jerk off things you want to fucking scare the people with. Globalists. You bunch of fucking assholes.
But anyways, I feel that it should be the opposite. We should have gun training, gun safety, nothing. You have to teach people at a younger age. Like I was taught at a young age, gun safety. Respect the gun, and you will always get the results you desire out of the gun, kind of deal.
Yeah,
that's how. Like I was taught to disable and completely clean a gun properly before I was even allowed to shoot it. I had to shoot with iron sights before I was allowed to shoot with optics. I had to earn the right to be able to use those things. Those are privileges.
Look at all of the places that have open carry and look at their fucking crime rates. They are way less than anywhere else.
I believe there's a couple cities I know of one, but I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. They actually went by what I just said, and they actually taught gun safety slightly in high school, not starting off early, but it was to live in that resident, or to be a resident in that community, you were required to uphold and maintain a firearm per household.
There's actually
Zero
at
crime
least
rate.
one country.
Zero crime rate in the city.
Yeah, I want to say the name, but I know it's going to be wrong. I watched it, and it's like awesome. It's mandatory that, and they give every household the weapon. The government gives a weapon to the household. That's how I feel
it should be.
Okay, well, yeah.
Rifle, pistol,
so let's
shotgun,
go back to what you're saying about these kids in school. Yes, the kids should be taught gun safety in school.
Absolutely.
Not on top of gun safety, these kids need to be actual taught common fucking sense. Not baby them, not wipe their ass, not teach them to be fucking little bastards. That
common
fucking
sense.
Every little thing happens, they need to call the cops and they're fucking being abused. No, teach them how to be fucking real men and women and fucking people. Fucking tired of that bullshit. That's how you get. Can't say it. I'm gonna say it. That's how you get all these crybaby bitches on fucking welfare. Oh, you owe me. This owes me. Blah 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 blah. Eat a dick. Get a fucking life. Act like an adult.
Yep, but I've always just pictured a society like where everybody has a gun. Okay, now let's put myself in the criminal's shoes. Okay, would I rob this random person on the street? Would I commit a criminal act, steal somebody's car in front of their house, knowing that person has a firearm in that house or on that person?
Nope.
And they're trained to use it.
Am I going to run up onto you in the street?
That.
You got a fucking open carry. You have a weapon on you. Am I going to run up on you and try to do anything to you? Nope.
Nope.
I'm going to keep it to my fucking self and say, no, I'm going to go get a job.
Yep.
Like a white American.
Another thing I really hate is these places in America. I mean, I understand certain places because of temptation, but these gun-free zones. Oh my God. I can call them nothing else but murder pits. The government is designing murder pits.
Yeah, they're called gun-free zones.
They're called gun-free zones. It's like, hey, if I was a criminal, that's the place I'm going to fucking go. Because I know I'm not going to get shot back at.
And guess
I can
what?
do whatever I want and nothing happens.
And guess what? Where does everything take place?
Exactly.
Gun-free zones.
Like, it's garbage, man. Oh, my God. Like, I understand, like, places like, let's say, federal banks, local banks, stuff like that, where you would be tempted walking in the door. And I mean, I've even been with people who accidentally, I'm not going to say any names, accidentally brought their concealed weapon into the bank. They freaked out, and I'm just like, calm down, man. As long as you act cool, then nothing's going to happen. You just go up to the register, do your thing. And
okay, well, hold on a second. Let's talk about gun-free zones. We both took the class, okay?
Yep.
All right, there's certain businesses that sit there and they post gun-free zones on their doors. They're vaginas. Fuck them. All right, so you can't go to school. Schools, I understand. But here's the thing with a school. If I go to a school...
I do believe an armed guard should be at schools. It's a great place for people to hire our ex-military coming out of war.
There should be completely vetted individuals on school campus armed. Yes, but what I'm saying is, from our classes, you can't go to a school.
Correct.
Okay, here's my thing about a school.
They say any government
Yes,
property.
I should not walk onto campus. I'm sorry, walk into a campus building with a gun. But as a gun owner, I should be able to leave that gun in my vehicle. Okay?
You should.
Which you cannot do. Which is understandable, whatever. I should be able to leave it in my vehicle. But that's just my opinion. Okay, so you can't go to a concert, you can't go to blah, blah, blah. You know what? Fuck that. If I'm going to go to a concert, I want to carry my gun.
I don't agree with the concerts. I mean, if you legally pass the course and you get a concealed weapons license and you are confident enough to carry that thing on a daily basis, you understand.
If I'm going to go in, correct. If I'm going to go into that concert and I'm going to start drinking, I should not have my weapon on me. Absolutely.
Correct. I don't agree. That's why I didn't bring any guns to
never, and this is my own opinion, should I ever take a gun to a bar or even have a gun in my car at a bar. That's just stupid. I do stupid stuff when I'm drunk. I won't kill anybody, but I know I'm a dumbass when I'm drinking. You guys watch the videos already.
Yep.
So, government buildings. No, I don't want to take a weapon to a government building. No fucking way.
See, like, I understand those laws, but
correct.
Now they're like, I hear so many stories of like women in college or something like that. They're walking out to their cars, and the college is a gun-free campus, and this girl's not allowed to carry, let's say, a revolver inside of her purse underneath the zipped container law for the concealed weapons permit. If she has, actually, no, you don't even need a concealed weapons license to go underneath the zipped container law, as long as it's a zipped container and the gun's inside of a proper holster inside the container. You might be able to fact check me if I'm wrong on that in the comments.
So I'm going to say that law should stay in place because it's still a school.
Correct, but you like there was one in Florida where a girl was going outside of, I think it was UCF. She was exiting the college late at night, and her car was out in the nosebleeds. She walks out there. There's a guy standing next to her car, and there's no other cars around. Like, this guy should not be next to her car. There's no security because security already left. She stayed late, and she's walking out to her car. Guy standing next to her car. She says, "Hey, can you step away from my car?" The guy starts approaching her. Okay, now she fucked up a couple ways. Okay, she was carrying in a gun-free zone. Okay, under the government, that's their way of getting her right off the bat. Is she had a gun. So the criminal is in the right for some reason. I don't understand all that. That's why I don't like gun-free zones.
Yeah, it should be on a case-by-case basis, along with other things, but it should be case-by-case, yes.
Where she fucked up, now this is where I don't agree. This is where the warning shot comes into play, where you don't do warning shots. If you pull out your gun and you feel threatened, your life is endangered, and you need to use deadly force to stop the subject in front of you, when you draw your gun, that was your last card you had to play.
Pull the gun out.
You pull that gun, you use it. That's the way it goes.
There's no warning shot. Even pulling your gun out isn't a warning shot. If you pull that gun out, what we're taught in classes, you fire that weapon.
Correct. Okay? If you do not fire that weapon, you go to jail.
And if you fire that weapon, that's the way the
law works. I don't understand it completely, but that's the way it is.
And this is what we were taught in class. You pull that weapon out, you fire it, and you kill them. End of story.
No, you disable that threat.
No, that's not what they said.
You're not shooting to kill. You're disabling a threat. I'm not going to say... Because, like, me personally, if I'm put in that situation, I have enough control over myself with my guns to disable a threat without taking their life.
That's not what we were taught in class.
I understand that, but that's for people that don't have the control. I feel better sleeping at night knowing that I gave them that chance to stop, kind of deal. That's just me. Now, there's certain circumstances, certain situations I could put myself in where that wouldn't even come into my thoughts whatsoever.
That's the hard part. I mean,
but we're always up law.
What they taught us, they literally, this is what they taught us in class. If you pull the gun out, you fire, you shoot to kill, or it's going to come back on you. That person can come back and sue you. That's what you're taught in class. But you're right, though. You should be able to pull the weapon out, fire a warning shot, and there are people to scare them away in order to save a human life, okay?
In scenarios, like let's say you're in the side of the road or like in this background in the middle of the woods and some guy walks up on you and you know you have the proper gun control. You take it, you put it towards the soft dirt below you, fire a warning shot. I understand that. Now, for this girl's instance, she was the guy was approaching her, would not stop. She drew the gun. She had him dead to rights, okay? Dead to rights. She could shoot him in the head,
and she would have went home
that day. Instead, she went like this, looked at him, not looking where she aimed the gun, and fired it into a parking lot, an empty parking lot, where that bullet, she has no idea where it went. Because the government wants to say, and in those situations, you have what's called tunnel vision, where you're locked onto a target, and then you take your gun like this, you're still looking at the target, but you're not looking where your gun's pointing. So she fired a warning shot into a different direction. That's an uncontrolled bullet.
And she got 10 years for that.
And that right there is why she got put in jail.
That is not
right.
right.
I feel bad in that scenario because I consider that being assaulted. That whoever that was up to no good coming towards her.
Threatened. That's life-threatening to me.
Yeah. As a girl, I mean, if you were a girl in that scenario, yes, I would say
Listen, anybody could walk up to you in a dark parking lot. You don't know what they have on you.
And you have the right to tell them to not approach you. Like, stop, get away from me. And if they continue to approach you in a hostile manner, that's where you're authorized to use in a self-defense manner. If you feel like your life is in jeopardy, you have to.
But if you take the compassion to sit there and fire off a warning shot, let it be known that you are armed and you are not going to be threatened. But you're saving that person's life. You should not receive 10 years in jail for that.
Different types of people, though. Like me, if I saw you fire off a warning shot, I know right off the bat you ain't going to shoot me. You're going to hesitate. If I charge you, there's a good chance you're going to fucking miss.
And I'll even give it to you like this. Hey,
you got to think. People think like that. They're like people that think out scenarios. Like I'm cursed with it. I always think of the outcomes of scenarios before. Like that's why.
But we're not arguing to say that gun laws are wrong or gun laws are this or gun laws need to change. For the most part, gun laws are almost right on.
Built on guns, okay?
But don't sit there and try to fucking violate our fucking amendment rights to take a gun because that's bullshit. Because it's our God-given right.
Because that's
how our Constitution was built on.
Because this gun scares you doesn't give you the right to take it away from me. I'm a law-abiding citizen. If you turn me into a criminal for owning a firearm, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm sorry. Or if you're a crybaby liberal trying to make money off of banning that gun, fuck off.
It's like every one of these liberals knows what this gun is, but none of them know what this one is. Right
You're
here,
just as bad as the welfare junkies.
These are 50 cal Desert Eagles right here. Nobody that's going to sit there and say, "Oh, you're going to ban guns," knows what these are. These are a lot more deadly than this gun is.
I don't really think anybody needs to carry those.
That's a very unreasonable. That's like carrying around a Smith & Wesson 500. You're only doing that if you're bear hunting. So I'm saying hunters have aspects for these high caliber guns and stuff like that. You're in the woods with a muzzle loader in muzzle season. That's a one-shot gun. Okay, you're out there and a grizzly bear fucking comes up on you.
Trying to get a squirrel with that, right?
Yeah, you go out and elk hunt. Like things people like to do with muzzle loaders is like trophy shooting. Like it evens the odds with you at the animal kind of deal. So you only get one shot before you have to do the full.
A muzzle loader is for
sportsmen. It's straight.
I guess you could consider it sportsman. But
nowadays, it's sportsman.
It's sportsman, but more like sportsman trash. Sportsman / training / challenging yourself to be better.
Correct. I've always looked at muzzle loaders.
I mean, I think
it evens the odds.
I've never fired a muzzle loader. I haven't fired many guns, but I mean, I think a muzzle loader would be like fun and
a 50 cal ball you're shooting out with black powder and flint.
But it would be a great thing to learn, and it would be fun to challenge yourself with that. Correct?
I've shot a couple muzzleloaders. I've also had the delay flint with the muzzle loaders where you fire.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun?
All guns are fun to me. Any gun is fun to me. You give me a little 380 fucking prostitute pistol.
Was it entertaining or was it challenging?
Every gun's entertaining and challenging to shoot.
Yeah, every gun.
You can challenge yourself with accuracy with any gun.
Mm.
I practice with
true.
any time I'm shooting. Whenever you practice shooting, whenever you go to the shooting range, consider it a learning session. That is your learning time. That's the way I've always looked at it. If you're not learning something, you just wasted all that ammo.
I still want to learn knives and bow and arrow, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've played around with throwing knives, and I've gotten pretty decent with bow and arrow, but I've never went hunting with bow and arrow. I did shoot a raccoon once. I won't go into that, but it was a little trash panda tearing up my uncle's trash cans were getting destroyed, and he asked me for a resolution.
Did the murder dog come after you?
It was a raccoon.
You said the trash panda.
Trash panda, raccoon.
But did the murder dog come after you?
I don't know what a murder dog is.
Oh, you ain't seen that little Vine thing they do? Trash panda, murder dog. That's pretty funny.
Sounds like some people that are racist against raccoons.
Yeah, trash panda, raccoon, murder dog, pit bull. Yeah, it was great, Vine.
But yeah, pretty much you can never practice enough with guns. I mean, just practice gun safety. Gun safety is gun control. That's what you guys need to understand. I mean,
I don't know why you keep saying you guys need to understand, because a lot
you people like out there.
I'm gonna go ahead and say like 90% of our viewers.
You're right.
Already know what the fuck they're doing.
They're right in the head.
Because if you're watching us, you're like us. Fucking little crybaby bitches out there.
Yep.
And they're the ones, when shit falls out and shit happens, they're the ones that are going to starve. They're the ones that are going to cry. They're the ones that are going to fail. But they don't realize that's what this country is built on. And they're not. They're just not going to fucking make it. When shit happens, all the money in the world ain't going to save your ass. Ain't going to feed your ass. Ain't going to wipe your ass. I will be the guy that wipes my ass wrong out in the woods, though.
You know, that is sad to say. That like they came up with a statistic not too long ago. Like, if the all of the electrical grid went down, just electricity. If we lost electricity amongst the nation, what was it, like the first 2 weeks, we would see 80% of casualties in the United States.
That was a high number.
80% would die off.
All right, now let's just say that's a number that they gave you. They gave us. Sure, it's going to be a high number. I don't know if it's going to be that high. I believe we have a lot more fucking Americans than that. Like real Americans. Real survivors than that.
I don't know. So much happens when something like that happens on a massive scale like that.
I'll go ahead and throw out there maybe like 50 to 60%. I don't know about 80. I don't know about that.
80 does seem a little bit high, but I mean, 2 weeks when you don't know the time or the date and you can't go to the grocery store and get food like you're normally used to. People do things to get what they need.
Yeah,
that's where shit starts to get fucked up.
Yeah, we're gonna eat them trash pandas then. Yeah. And being in Central Florida, there's plenty of trash pandas.
I don't eat any animals willingly that eat trash. I won't. If I can avoid it, I will.
Okay, well,
I know how to fish. I know how to hunt. I can. I can put meat on the table. I know how to fucking find the
that's the thing that excites me about where we live, and that I actually like fish. I like fish, and we're pretty close to the water.
Yeah, I just had a spicy fish sandwich last night.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I don't think where we're at we're gonna starve in any way, shape, or form. Not you and I.
There's very few places you can put me where I'm not going to survive. I mean, the desert would suck. Antarctica would suck, but
oh yeah, I
mean, you want to go through those extremes? Yeah, those are harder places to survive. I mean, I've watched some,
I don't live in Vegas.
National Geographic videos to learn how to do it, but
I purposely
don't know if that shit works.
It won't live out near no fucking desert, dude. No, we have water on 3 sides of us. We're gonna be okay.
Unless we drown.
Dude, that's a fucking possibility. You get a tidal wave coming in with their fucking,
well, I mean...
Their...
all these...
weather bullshit.
all these tree huggers were saying, I guess, that word saying that the polar ice caps are melting and the ocean is rising. I mean, you got to think about it. We're only, 6 to 8 feet above sea level where we are?
The polar ice caps aren't fucking melting. They're actually thicker and bigger than
when
they
I've
were.
looked into it, they're maintaining.
Exactly.
They're maintaining.
And slightly gaining instead of fucking the bullshit they were saying about global warming. It ain't fucking happening. It's not happening. The only thing you have to worry about in this state, honestly, is them attacking nuclear power plants. That's going to be shitty.
The sun cooking us like a fucking bunch of fried fish in a skillet. It's hot as fucking Florida.
And the other thing is a tidal wave.
Yeah, well, that could happen anywhere.
Not really.
But from what I looked into the global warming thing, this is what I figured.
I think I think we have enough time to get for as far.
We're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to go into it a little bit. So this is what I learned. Okay, now just hear me out, and then you can say whatever you want.
We could make squirrel tacos.
I couldn't keep a straight face. Fucking squirrel tacos. You ever seen that in a fucking restaurant?
It's about survival, bro.
Oh shit!
I'm stacked with tortillas over there. We just gotta get the squirrels.
Next is the squirrel quesadillas. But all right, to go back to where we were on the global warming topic. As far as I've learned on global warming, global warming does exist. We are changing the environment. Just hear me out, okay?
I'll hear you out.
We are polluting the ozone. We are changing the atmosphere. But you have to think about it. According to the geological time era, we're supposed to be in another ice age right now. If it wasn't for us burning fucking fossil fuels and raising the temperature, we'd be covered in fucking ice right now. That's as far as I'm concerned. Okay, now, because of the greenhouse gas effect that we're causing is postponing the next ice age. Right now, we're supposed to be frozen. We're not. Okay?
All right, but
it's like a 15,000 year period
that could also be another bullshit scare tactic.
How is that a scare tactic? I'm pretty much telling you that everything's okay as long as we keep going the way
I know,
we're going.
but you're saying not saying what you're saying. We should be in another ice age by what we were told. Okay, well that could have been one of those scare tactics that just fucking blew up because we're nowhere near being an ice age. We're nowhere near being.
Well, no. Just based off of, I know you don't like this, but the carbon dating samples, be it from the geological samples they've picked up, I believe. You can correct me in the comments section, please. Help me out with this. I believe they figured it out to where ice ages have been occurring every 15,000 years. So from the last ice age 15,000 years ago was a couple hundred years ago. And when we started burning fossil fuels, we've postponed that. And the world that we know right now would not be if we didn't start burning that fossil fuels. As soon as we stop doing that, our planet's going to start cooling down. Then we're going to go back into the natural state and create another ice age.
Yeah, I think we've totally fucked that up.
Well, no. We're maintaining. That's the thing. Is the production level we're at right now
No,
good?
I'm saying we totally fucked that scenario up. That shit ain't ever going to happen again with the shit we're doing.
The problem with the maintaining is the population that we're currently sitting at. We're maintaining it right now, and there's pretty much nothing to worry about. But at the rapid growth of population, once population gets to a certain point, we're going to be building too many greenhouse gases. Then it's going to be a reverse effect.
There's going to be a huge methane growth then, too.
That's when you'll start to see changes in the atmosphere.
Because the food's going to be so bad that people eat, and they're going to have horrible gas.
Well, yeah, it starts off with air pollution. Once air pollution happens, then our food supplies start getting corrupted by the air pollution.
Our food supply is already corrupted, but I mean, if it continues to grow, then the methane fucking problem is going to grow.
Corruption.
So what they need to do is learn how to contain human methane excretion. Yes, it's fucking stupid.
The other aspect, and the way the government,
and he
said, what I'm scaring me.
He said aspect. He used the word ass.
The other aspect of the way the government thinks, which scares me, is they're thinking more along the terms of population control, and that's what scares me. I don't like that thought because if they see the scientists coming up with these numbers saying that we're okay as long as we don't build any more population, Like they're projecting like, I don't know, what are we at? Like 5 billion people on the planet, 7 billion people, something like that. And I think like by 2020 they were guessing
On planet what?
This planet. Yeah, when I was in high school it was 4.5 billion. Now we're at, I'd have to check it, but I want to say 5 to 7 billion people on the planet.
All right,
It's increased.
No matter what we do,
there's cause and effect for everything.
correct.
That's what I learned about it. Global warming is not something to be scared of. It's more something to be proud of. We've literally changed the environment to adapt to us, not for it.
Yeah, but see
to make us adapt.
I understand what you're saying, and what you're saying makes sense in a common sense kind of way. But what if it's all bullshit and it just doesn't matter what we do? The Earth is going to keep going, whether we kill ourselves off or no matter what we do.
So many variables.
Yeah, we just don't know the answers.
In our lifetime, yours and mine, I mean, don't get me wrong, your kids' generation might have to deal with some of the consequences, but in mine and your generation, we're not going to have to we're never going to see any negativeness from it.
I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, lately I've noticed, it's been getting hot as fuck out here in Florida. I mean, on the regular.
It's nothing new.
But it's just been progressively increasing.
You're just getting older and crying more.
I'm crying.
Dude, I'm turning...
I'm out there sweating my ass off when I'm working. That's what's happening. I'm not whining. I am whining when I'm fucking working and I'm sweating from head to toe. And
I'm hitting my 40s, and yeah, I don't like going out there and sweating my ass off. But you know what? I'm used to it, and I'd rather do that than fucking go back to Chicago and freeze my balls off.
I kind of like where I grew up in Northeast Georgia. It's a nice climate area. It's like now. I just called my buddy the other day.
That's in between the extremes.
It's right in the middle. Like you get all the seasonal effects like snow and winter and all that shit. Then you get fall. Then you get spring. All the leaves change. People come up there to see it. It's just like, but like right now in the summertime, it's 70 degrees up there. I just called my buddy the other day. He's like, I said it was 95 degrees outside. Like I was sweating my ass off talking to him outside.
And how much was it in Arizona this week? 127.
Exactly. So, I mean, like I said, you can actually see it progressing a little bit, but
honestly, it's the same as it's always been.
It varies. It's slightly increasing, but
it's
maintaining. From what the scientists are saying, from what I saw, it's maintaining.
Because here it's 90-something, but it's not been as hot as it has been in other years.
Correct. Global warming and alcohol.
But there's no global warming, but there's plenty of alcohol.
Yeah. Like I said, that's from what I researched, that's what I like to believe in the global warming aspect.
I don't believe in global warming.
We're sitting nice and even. There's a cause and effect for everything we do.
I do believe in weather control. That's some dog shit.
Yeah, we already went into that in a later episode.
You mean an earlier episode?
Earlier episode. Correct.
What's the machine called that does the global warming?
Machine?
Yeah.
Us?
No.
We're adding pollution and heat
to shit! Did I say the machine that causes
global warming?
What is the machine called that causes
weather
climate
manipulation?
Control and weather manipulation?
I don't know about climate control, but weather manipulation.
It's technically both the same thing. Is it called HARP?
That's the banned way. Like supposedly they banned that technology a while ago.
But they did.
It was called Project HARP or something like that, and they were shooting silver iodine into the airs and then using these grid patterns, like literally imagine a connect the dots board, literally everything wired together symmetrically, electrifying the
atmosphere,
silver iodine that they were injecting into the atmosphere to actually magnetize and control clouds to come into certain ways and dissipate and increase.
And now they have
supposedly they banned that, but
yeah,
they say things We see things.
Yeah, and now they have multiple all over the world.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments. I mean,
but seriously, if you guys could like start commenting and like
we like comments.
Participating, that'd be
read
great.
That shit.
I need that shit.
Another one bites the dust.
You want me to get you another one, Pat?
I'll get another one in a minute.
I gotta pee.
So we would like to start uploading more videos per week, but
yeah, I would like it if it got edited and uploaded and we can get 2 or 3 out there a week instead of just 1 every week.
Well, the editing is not really a problem. It's a lack of internet connection.
The internet connection?
My internet connection.
Yeah, your internet connection.
Where I live, like, I'm paying AT&T for 18 megs a second internet. Okay, I'm paying for 18 megs. Nowhere in that contract does it state the upload speed. Okay, I do a test on my internet. I'm only getting like 1 to 2 megs per second upload, which is complete garbage. I mean, you can't upload anything. Like trying to upload one of these YouTube videos takes hours. I'm talking like 4 or 5 hours.
And that's why you got to keep coming over to my place.
To the studio to upload. Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, just AT&T. I'm so done with them. Like here at the studio, what do we have? We got Spectrum, right?
Spectrum, yeah.
Spectrum. And what do they promise? I mean, like speed wise, what does it say you get?
I don't know, but what was
the advertisement?
I don't know, but what was the test? The test is what matters.
Well, I mean, from what I remember, the test being actually, I'll run a quick.
How many times faster is it than yours at the AT&T?
I know what mine is at my house. So here, I'll run a test on yours right now. We're running Spectrum in here, the basic setup. What was it? $54 a month.
Yeah, cheap.
Okay, so the basic
It's
setup.
like a little birdie. Cheap.
And I'm going to do a simple test here with nettest.gear or whatever it's called, speedtest.net.
Speedtest.net. Plug.
Just the app I got.
But we don't get paid for it.
So we'll run a test really quick. But anyways, like with AT&T, like I'm supposedly being promised around, 18 megs a second. That's what I'm paying for. What I'm getting, and I've had to fight to get it. Fight with AT&T to get it. I'm receiving about 16 right now, which works for me, except for the uploadings of the videos. Now, I think that's kind of bullshit in the first place. America's about capitalism and get what you pay for.
Should work both ways?
Should only work one fucking way. You guys,
I pay, you provide.
You promised me something for a certain amount of money. I should be getting it. What I paid for that certain amount of money, which you promised. It's like I didn't make promises. I just agreed.
I agree to pay you for what you promised me.
So anyways, the test just finished. Like here on Spectrum on Basic, I don't know what they promise, but I remember it was like 60 megs a second or whatever like that. There's probably videos being watched around here, but he's pulling 36 megabytes download speed and 12.3 upload speed. See it. Thing, but
yeah, I have no complaints about that.
Pretty much we're paying the same price. I'm paying a little bit less, but are you getting anything like phone or cable with that, or is that just internet?
Well, it's just internet, $54 a month.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking I'm about to switch to that because I've had nothing but problems with AT&T. And have you ever called AT&T with a problem and tried to get it resolved over the phone?
Well, I had AT&T. I'm the one that told you to go to AT&T when I lived on the other side of town. But when I transferred to the other side of town, AT&T wasn't an option, so I was stuck with Spectrum. I was really pissed off about it, even though that
you just didn't want to change.
Yeah, I was good. I was okay, but come to find out, Spectrum's way better. I have way better service, and I don't have to deal with 3 to 6 motherfuckers in India on one phone call to get something I need done.
Yep.
That's just fucking ridiculous.
Like every time, I don't know, you probably haven't called AT&T lately.
And I'm not racist or this or that, but every time I call, they're literally from fucking India. And they've got to be in India.
I end up asking them where they're from, but
No, I can hear it.
Just what pisses me off is you call them, like, let's say,
and I can hear the rest of the family in the background.
Let's say my internet goes out at my house.
Your internet goes out?
Let's say it does. It doesn't anymore, but it used to. It used to just randomly go out. I mean, I have videos of my modem doing some crazy light show Christmas displays on it, like crazy stuff. Like, okay, so let's say my internet went out back in the day. I had to call AT&T, okay, for them to run the basic diagnostic that they're able to run from whatever, which they have no understanding that there's no way to tell them that I already know every step that they're working as.
Well,
like,
if you could, like, verbally in English say, hey, I already know, and you tell them,
but they still, even though you say that, like, hey, I'm technologically advanced in dealing with the programming inside of a modem, blah, blah, blah. You start telling them what you have your ports open to and why you have an open connection set to port 1 for your open connection for your PlayStation or Xbox. And you tell them things like that. And then you ask them, and they're just like, okay. And then they just revert back to
thank you for your call. What can we help you with?
Their basic guidelines that are sitting in front of them, like a card they have to read off, pretty much. They just go right back to square one. Even though you told me you don't need to hear this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this anyways.
Basically, everything you said.
Right after you get them to understand the problem, they push the ads. And not to mention, they push sales before that now. Yeah, like you have to go through sales, explain your problem, go through sales again because they push it afterwards. Well, we can go ahead and upgrade you to this and you won't have that problem, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how can you guarantee that? Because I'm not getting a stable connection. You guys are promising me 18 megs a second. I'm only getting 9 at the back of my building. What's going on? And they're just like, blah, blah, blah. They always gave me excuses for a couple of years. And I'm telling you, one day, I got on the phone with them, and I swear to God, I spent 3 or 4 hours, which no person should ever have to go through in their life. That's what makes people criminally insane. Sitting there, like when that person finally picks up the phone that's actually there to resolve the problem, you're so fed up with this shit, you treat them like they're a piece of fucking shit. like you're just angry. But like one day I went through 3 or 4 hours and then I finally got to the right person. Which, for your information for the viewers out there, if you ever
Can I guess?
What's that person's title?
The person that helped you spoke English.
Well, yeah. Everyone I spoke to spoke English. Nowadays, with the new call systems...
Yeah, but they understood English.
Yes. Okay. I agree with that. So anyways, the person that you need to get to if you're trying to deal with anything, as soon as you call AT&T, ask to speak with the preferred customer sales rep... Not the sales. The preferred customer representative. You ask to speak to that person, they take care of shit. They take care of you. That's the way that company's supposed to work. And those people are hardly ever on the phone, so they're always available.
But at this point, shouldn't everybody be talking to the person that cancels their service to move on to a better service where they're not going to have that kind of fucking issue?
Well, I mean, in my certain instance, it was just AT&T, my local companies were being lazy. Like, every time my internet went out, I would create a call. They'd come out. They tell me that, they tell me right to my face that nothing was wrong with my connection, that I was pretty much imagining things. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just not able to get it the fuck on the internet. You're right. You know, it's working now that you're here. Obviously, something's fucking wrong. And I'd show them, because every time they come to my house, they do a master reset on the modem. When they unplug it and actually let it sit for 15 minutes and then plug it back in, it erases all the error codes that have popped up in the meantime. And I tell them, scan the fucking modem before you erase all the codes. You need to see those codes. Those are the codes that are telling you what the fuck is wrong with the modem. And they're just like, oh, we're just going to have to go ahead and reset your boot. Even when you call them on the phone and they're trying to explain to you over the phone how to make it work, that's their first step, is reset the modem. Because when you reset the modem, it clears all the data codes. That's the evidence of what the fuck happened, kind of deal. I don't know why they do that, but anyways, you speak to the preferred sales representative person.
And that's what happened to you last month, correct?
Correct. And I finally got to speak with this guy. I explained to him the exact problem I've been having for years dealing with AT&T. which he actually understood, which was surprising.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh my god, I was so relieved to hear that somebody was actually like helping me on the phone talking to AT&T. And like he even acknowledged it when he first answered the phone. He's like, I've seen you've called like 9 times today in the last couple hours consistently. He's like, what's the problem? I was like, fuck your sales department. I was like, every time I call this number, I go straight to sales. Guess what? I'm already a customer. Do you have a number for the customers kind of deal? But they don't, unless you specifically ask for an extension to reach that certain connection of the preferred customer area.
So when you reach that person, he came out and
he took care of shit. He sent an actual senior technician out, and he actually tested the fiber optic lines running to the building, which I said from square one a couple years prior that was the source of my problem. Because from their main hub on the block, like wherever it is, there's always one hub in one main area. They run 2 fiber optic cables each one of the establishments, a main and a backup. And the main was obviously fucked up running to my fucking house, and I told him that's got to be the problem. It's I'm not getting the connection here at the back of my building. Like, it's not even at the modem. I'm losing connection over here.
And they finally came out and took care of it.
Finally, when I explained that to the guy on the phone, he sent the senior technician out there before he even got home from work, without me even having to be home. This guy went out there, swapped the lines out. I haven't had a problem since. He swapped it over to the secretary.
That you're still having to go to the studio to do the uploads because it's still garbage.
Correct. He got it to where I have a steady connection at 16 megs a second, but I don't have the upload speed at all. And like he said to me, I even asked about it. I was like, yeah, one on his test that he ran on his little tablet thing that they do all the scanning with the phone lines and stuff like that. He pulled 1.2 megabytes per second upload, which is horrible. And I was like, does that seem right to you?
So that means at the studio, you're getting 12 times the speed.
Yeah, we're getting, what, 11?
For $4 more.
Oh, yeah, 12.49.
For $4 more.
Well,
all right, so I'm going to stop you right there, and I'm going to tell you something else that I haven't told you. When there's an issue at the studio with the internet, which there hardly ever is, but if there is, I can do a fucking master reset from my phone through the app. Spectrum.
That's cool.
I haven't had to call them. I have not had to call them until they told me, hey, you can do this shit from your phone. I'm like, oh yeah, how? Download the app. So download the app and no shit, dude.
Yeah, I can do all that too. The only thing I have to complain about now is that I'm paying for 18 megs a second and I'm not getting it.
I'm sorry.
And the thing that guy explained to me when I asked him about that speed test he ran on his AT&T tablet kind of deal. And he said 1.2 megabytes per second upload. And I said, does that seem right to you? And he's like, well, AT&T's under no obligations per the speeds that you're paying to reach a certain upload speed. They're only required by the megabytes for the download speed. Yep. And I was like, yeah, but you're not even reaching that. And he's like, well, and then he just kind of like stumbled and then like professionally worded his way out of it to where I'd get a signature.
I'm just the technician, man.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just the bad guy. You know, they sent me here.
I'm not the bad guy.
You can call the corporate and ask them, blah, blah. He gave me the whole runaround, and I'm just like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of my apartment.
That shit works, bro.
Yep.
But I'd still be in your same boat if we didn't move the studio across town. Because over here, I don't even have that option to have AT&T in the studio.
Yeah, but Spectrum...
And I was pissed about it because nobody wants to have to deal with changing services, but...
Yeah, it sucks.
Fortunately, it had to happen.
And Spectrum hasn't let you down yet, so...
Yeah, and I was so, like, negative about it, but it turns out to be a positive thing.
You get lucky sometimes.
Man, you hiccups.
This Spectrum came out of Bright House, right?
Yeah, Bright House.
Bright House. Yeah, Bright House has been around for a while. One I'm curious about is Xfinity.
I was just about to say the same thing.
They used to suck ass, like when they were running off of DSL and shit like that. I used to hate that shit so much.
But I hear so many good things about it, but I don't know.
No, I only see advertisements making good things about it.
I don't
see nobody saying, hey, my Xfinity's the best in the world. Like, I've never heard anybody say that. every time I've been over somebody's house that has Xfinity, it's always like, hey, man, my internet's just kind of fuzzy. It's not really working too good.
I have no complaints about the internet at the studio, bro.
Yeah.
But that's true. The only thing I've ever heard about Xfinity is on the on advertisements.
Well, yeah, you got to think about it. For the same price, I mean, you're paying, because I've complained so much, I've been locked in with AT&T for pretty much, I don't have a contract. It's just a continuous payment now because I've complained so much. I have a $47 a month payment. That's it. And that's indefinitely. There's no expire on that contract unless I cancel my service with them. Then I can never get that deal again. But
well, with taxes, we're paying $54
exactly,
in the studio.
You're paying less than $10 more than me, and you're getting more than double of the service that I'm getting.
Well,
you're rocking.
The upload speed is 12 times from what you're saying.
You peaked out at 42 megabytes per second download speed. Or 43, sorry. And I'm pretty sure, I think they promised in the advertisement 60 with Spectrum
for mine?
on the base.
I don't
know off the top of my head, but that's pretty good. That's good enough for anything.
I know, but I did give them attitude when I had to do it, and I was like, I'm a douchebag. I fucked up.
We get irritated with those fucking phone calls.
I always get aggravated with the bullshit.
But yeah.
But, I mean, ever since we got the fucking Bright House,
Spectrum,
then taken over by Spectrum at the studio, it never had one problem. I think there was one problem one time, and it wasn't because of service. It was because of a storm that took down something, and just fucking, I didn't even have to call them. Went on the app, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit's not working. Send a service thing, and they're like, oh, yeah. They tell you how many people are complaining about the same thing. Then they tell you what's wrong and how long it's going to get fixed. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. No complaints.
That's cool. I don't even get that with AT&T, but FPL will send me an email. But if my power's out, like, if my phone's dead, there's no way I'm going to get the email.
Well, yeah.
But
if your phone's dead, you're kind of screwed, which is wrong, which is what is wrong with society. Oh my god, if my phone can't work, I'm going to die.
I'm never worried when it happens. I mean, you adapt.
Walkie-talkies.
Adapt.
Walkie-talkies. Which I still have to go buy, like I said I was going to do.
But the biggest point of this episode is that gun control is not necessary. It's already implemented in our country under the proper laws of assault rifles and Class 3 weapons. Nobody has anything to be scared of. If anything, we need more guns. Because the criminals always have the advantage. We're fighting an uphill battle. Criminals always have the element of surprise versus the law-abiding citizen.
Gun control is constitutionally bullshit. It is our right to carry guns. It is our right to protect ourselves. And if everybody have guns, guess what? Crime rate goes down.
You're not going to rob your neighbor if you know they got a fucking Smith & Wesson 500. You know they got a couple fucking big-ass grizzly bear trophy kills with it. I'm sorry.
Nobody's going to pull a gun on another person that has a gun unless... Yeah, I don't even know the fucking unless they're fucking mentally retarded.
In which, you know, they should be able to catch that a lot quicker when somebody has a mental disability.
Well, there's no catching it. You know?
Well, I mean, there's always, like, you know, every time you see one of these mass shootings or something like that, you see later on that there was multiple steps that could have stopped this before.
All right, let me ask you this, Patrick.
Like the kid was in psychiatric wards and stuff like that. He's been ranting and saying he was going to do these things, and nobody listened. And
all right, how much do you hear on the mainstream media about the almost could have been blah 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 shootings that didn't happen because of the person or hero or whatever that had the gun and stopped it? How much do you hear about that on the mainstream media? You don't hear that, do you?
Well, it happens
it's a very
simple
lot.
fact. It takes a good guy with a gun to stop a bad guy with a gun. Either that or you need a bigger stick than he has. Meaning,
good guy, bad guy.
correct. You need somebody to stand up to evil.
But you and I
There's
both
always
know.
somebody to stand up. That's what I wanted to say during this edible. Is people need to understand. If you believe in Jesus, you believe in God, then you understand the Bible. You understand Cain killed Abel with a rock. There's so much symbolism in that. That means a man will kill another man if he feels the need to. No matter what the circumstances are. Gun, no gun, rock.
Correct. But can we go back to it takes a good man with a gun to stop a bad man with a gun?
Almost always.
And my question
Unless
is...
he just randomly drops to his knees and gives up.
And my question is, how much of the good man with the gun stopping the bad man with the gun do you hear on the mainstream media? Not very much, do you?
Not very much, unless they go to the point where they're talking about criticizing the police and the way they handle
it actually happens
situations.
quite a bit, though. And the mainstream media, with their little fucking games and their little agendas, doesn't share that with the American public. But it's out there. You could see it. And for people like me and Patrick and the rest of us Americans that take the time to find out what's going on, we see it. We know it. It happens a lot.
Yep.
It happens a lot. So, basically, what this show should be labeled is open carry for everyone.
I'm not gonna say for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's like even if I finalize my concealed weapons license, me at my gun skill, and I feel like I'm pretty advanced in guns and handling weapons very, very well. I don't feel comfortable in public every single day with my gun on. Like, people need to understand that not everybody just runs out and gets a concealed weapon license, buys a gun, and starts carrying it every day, and then that's another person in the world that's not trained. Me, I feel like until I'm completely comfortable with carrying it every single minute of every single day, then I'll carry it.
That's a training issue.
Right. But that's how extreme, like, I like to take my training levels. Like,
that's a training issue, and that's a discipline issue.
It's absolute discipline. Like, that's all I practice when
But
I
as per
handle my
our
guns.
Constitution, every state should have open carry law.
Every state should, yes. But like you said,
And
you
yes,
said,
there
you said
should
every
be
one, and I feel like there's some people out there that
every
would
state
jump the gun, get their concealed weapon license, and start carrying every day. I don't feel like those people.
You shouldn't have to get a concealed weapons permit to have open carry. But yes, every person should have training, some at least basic training, and continuous training. And tap my lighter, blah 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 blah.
But yeah, like.
Our
I
Constitution
guess what I'm getting at, like,
gives us the right to bear arms.
Even though I'm certified to carry my concealed weapons license, I still feel like there's so much more to learn than what they teach you in that class.
It's called continuous training.
Exactly. I mean, practice makes perfect.
And any responsible person,
responsible, law-abiding citizen.
God-fearing too, because you fuck up with that gun, that's who you're going to meet. And it's who you're going to see, and that's who you're going to return to.
There's consequences for everything that happens.
But I don't even agree with the word God-fearing. Why should you fear God?
You're a criminal.
Not really. I think if you're a Satanist, you should fear God. But even if you're a criminal...
You know what I mean, a sinner. Sinner.
We're all sinners. We're born sinners. We're going to die sinners.
Some will never find forgiveness.
The fucking Satanists that have to fear God. That's it.
Yeah.
And the people don't believe, but whatever.
Yeah, we won't get into all that.
Second Amendment.
Second Amendment is our God-given right. Our forefathers fought and died and put their necks on the line for it.
I don't mind taking a class to get my gun and for safety, and nobody else should either. But it's our Second Amendment, God-given right to protect ourselves and bear arms.
Absolutely.
Fuck gun control.
Fuck gun control.
What you got going on there?
I was just stretching out the t-shirt so they could legibly read it.
I thought you were trying to show people like you're.
Oh, welcome to the gun show.
Yeah,
yeah, they're not there yet.
I'm not paying $6 to see those.
Yeah, it's probably half price right now.
All right, everybody. Another Saturday down.
Another
it's time
American
to pour another
day.
drink.
Y'all have a good night, and thank you for watching.
Like,
subscribe, and please comment, criticize, and tell us how you'd like us to improve the show in any way, shape, or form.
and if you want to provide me and Pat with more guns, there's a donate link on there.
The donate link is a little bit fishy, but
Copy and paste?
copy and paste, and it works.
We'll fix that later.
We're working on it. We were trying to set it up while we were drinking, and it wasn't working out too good. But it's up there, so.
It took us to our 3rd episode for Pat to get this shit right, so.
Hey, it's up there then.
We'll see you next week, everybody.
Y'all have a good week, and
Practice gun
Thank you.
safety.
for stopping by. Gun safety in America.
And tacos.
And Donald Trump is amazing.